welcome to my channel. If you haven't seen me before, my name is Samira. Hi, how are you? I hope you had a really good new year. Happy New Year. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about my figure skating journey, finally. Yeah, I am a registered United States figure skater, and I do compete from time to time. So I have been skating for 2 years, and I'm just gonna tell you the entire story right now. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and give you the entire timeline of my figure skating journey. So when I was little, I had always been fascinated with figure skating, and I was introduced to it from like Disney movies, Barbie games, and then I had a Nintendo DS game that had figure skating on it. And also I saw a couple like Olympics clips from here and there, so I got really fascinated with it. And then eventually I started like fantasizing a lot about figure skating, about me being a figure skater. And I also like from time to time was like spinning on the floor, on the wood floor with socks on, just, you know, just fantasizing about being a figure skater. I was just really fascinated with it, so I'd always wanted to do that. But unfortunately, I knew that if I asked my parents about taking lessons for figure skating, they would probably say no. And at the time when I really wanted to start skating, I was like about 8 years old. I was only living with my mom, and she could barely even afford to take care of us. So I knew that wasn't even an option, so I just didn't ask, and I just kind of put that dream to the back of my mind. I didn't even think about it for a couple years. So then a couple years later, in 5th grade, me and my besties, we went skating for one of my besties' birthday parties, and then after that, we had a really cool sleepover. So that was like the best sleepover ever. But yeah, we went skating, and that was the very first time that I ever ice skated. We went to the ice forum in Marietta. So that was like a 45-minute drive. We were all really excited. So yeah, then we got there, and when I skated, I never fell. So yeah, the very first time that I ice skated, I was very wobbly, of course. I didn't fall, so I was like, I'm so good at skating because I didn't fall. But yeah, after that, there was no more ice skating, no more thoughts of it, anything like that. But I had still always wanted to skate. Like, it had always been something I wanted to try. And then fast forward to 2018. No, the very first time I skated was 2008. Okay, fast forward to 2018. 2018, I moved to Kennesaw, Georgia, and I started attending Kennesaw State for my 3rd year of college. I ended up living in a student apartment complex, right? There was one street where there were 2 student apartment complexes, and now there's 5 in that area. But I'll get to that later. So I lived in that apartment complex. It was called U Point. Across the street from U Point is KSU's stadium, and across that intersection was ice, like the ice forum, Marietta Ice Forum. And then on the other side of that was a children's hospital. It's still there. So in 2018, like every day as I was going to class on the Bob bus, we passed the ice forum. And eventually I was like, okay, I really want to ice skate, so I'm going to look up how much these classes are. And when I decided to look at how much they were, I went online, and guess what? It was just recently permanently closed. So I was like, oh. And then within the next few months, they went ahead and tore the ice forum down. And now there is that 5th apartment complex there for students. So yeah, I was like, okay, fine. That's fine. Just, put it at the back of my mind again. So from fall of 2018 to spring of 2021, I lived on that street. And I moved out in 2021 after I graduated. So let's fast forward to like winter 2021. I saw an outdoor rink that hadn't opened yet, and I really wanted to go skate there eventually. But anybody I asked said no, or I didn't know anybody else who wanted to go with me, and I didn't want to go alone. So I never ended up going ice skating that season to any of the outdoor ice skating rinks, and I was really sad about it. Then New Year's. It was New Year's. It was exactly 2 years ago now. New Year's, I said out loud, I really, really want to ice skate. That was I think Friday or Saturday night. The very next night, I'm on TikTok, and I see a TikTok of this girl. She lives in Atlanta. She's talking about her first few months of how she was learning how to skate and how she was, finally going for her childhood dream, to be a figure skater. So she had started that previous August, and it was December, when the video was posted or something. So she was talking about how she'd always wanted to figure skate as a kid, and she finally did it. She finally took classes, and the TikTok had, the sound over it was an Interstellar song, which Interstellar is my absolute fucking favorite movie in the fucking world. So I was very fascinated, and she was like, this is your sign to start skating. And in the background, I was like, Atlanta, I wonder where this ice skating rink is. So I look up the ice skating rink that she's at. It was 4 minutes away from where I used to live a few months prior, and 12 minutes away from where I had lived in January 2022. So I was like, that ice skating rink was not there when I lived there, because I would have taken classes. So it was a fairly new ice skating rink. So I was like, okay. So I looked it up. I was like, okay. I went on the website, and that's when I decided to sign up for classes. So this was like a Saturday night or a Sunday night or something like that. And the very next Monday morning, I called them up and I registered for classes. And the very next Saturday, I took my very first class. And now it has been exactly 2 years since I took my very first ice skating class. And ever since then, I have skated at least 3 or 4 times every single week. So yeah, that's my story. And I found that TikTok. It was literally the most divine timing. This girl, Sophia, she posted the TikTok, and it went viral on TikTok. I saw the TikTok, and she was like, this is your sign to start skating. And I was like, this is quite literally my sign to start skating. So I did meet her once, a few months later, and I told her, oh my God, thank you for posting that TikTok. You literally inspired me to start skating. That sign was literally for me. And haven't seen her since. But yeah, she was the one who inspired me to start my figure skating journey. Shout out to her. So yeah, it was the most divine timing in the world. It was the most divine timing ever. It was so weird how that happened. But yeah, that is the story of how I started figure skating. So right now, I am on the second to the very last class. until I'm completely finished with all the classes that they offer at my skating rink. And I am also taking private lessons. So the level I'm on right now is Free Skate 5, or now they're calling it Aspire High. And I've also tested. So now I took my very first test, and now I am an adult pre-bronze, and that is the like very, very, very first category, the lowest category for competing in the adult section of US figure skating. So I'm really excited about that. I've only been in 2 competitions so far, and they were just like rink competitions, and technically I won both of them. It's fine. The first one, nobody competed against me. The second time, I competed against a kid. A win is a win, okay? A win is a win. A win is a win. I feel like those were just like practice competitions, because they really taught me about how the nerves can really, really get to you before a competition. But I have worked really hard to keep my calm as I am being watched by an audience, so it's not as difficult anymore. What I'm working on right now, I'm working on a sit spin, and I'm working on a camel spin, and I'm working on a flip jump, let's jump, and I'm about to learn an axle jump very, very soon. I really want to learn a layback spin. But one of my weaknesses in figure skating is I'm not as flexible. I'm not as flexible as I should be, but I'm definitely working on it. Yeah, and to do a lot of the really, really cool like spins and stuff, you have to be flexible. So I am working on being a lot more flexible, especially for the layback spin and a Beelman spin. Ugh, I want to be able to do those so bad. But despite that, I am really, really proud of myself for going for what I've always wanted to do as a child. Figure skating healed my inner child, and it taught me so much about hard work and dedication and perseverance and not giving up, and also not being too hard on myself. So yeah, it taught me a lot. It's a very difficult sport, so you do have to keep a good mindset as you are practicing, because a lot of the stuff that I practice is really, really difficult. That shit is hard. Ice skating is fucking hard, guys. It's difficult. It's a difficult sport. It is no joke. Okay, let's make that clear. I work very, very hard to get the spins that I do, and they still need a lot of work. Okay? Like my very first spin, the scratch spin, I worked on it for an entire year to get it to look good to where it's at today, okay? So yeah, it takes a lot of practice and a lot of time to get those things right. Like, you can't just get them right in a couple days. It's a very hard fucking sport, guys, okay? It's hard. So I'm very proud of myself. And I know my inner child is extremely proud about how far I've come as well. And I'm like always starting to get a whole bunch of like compliments now when I do skate. Like at least once every time I'm out skating, somebody's like, wow, you're really good. And I'm like, oh, thank you. And then in my head, I'm like, oh, that was the worst fucking spin I did today. What the fuck? That was atrocious. That was terrible. Try it again. Yeah, that's what goes on in my head. Because to me, I know a lot more about what it takes to do something right, and you guys just see me doing something cool. So yeah. I don't know. I know I'm a very, very good skater because of how people look at me, including coaches, when I do skate. But I still kind of am pretty hard on myself when it does come to skating, because I'm a perfectionist and I want to be the best that I can. I just want to be almost perfect at it. I don't know. Because my whole life I never felt like I had a talent or anything. So figure skating is like my thing. It is my talent. Like, I'm actually talented now. I never thought I'd say that, but here I am. Yeah, it's a dream come true. It's one of my dreams come true, is being a figure skater, and I've only done it for 2 years now, but I look forward to where it's gonna go for me. I'm aiming to go to nationals at one point, but if I can't, that's fine. But I'm still gonna push for it. I'm gonna push and push and push and push until I literally cannot push anymore. Yeah, let's see how far we go. So yeah, thanks for listening to my my story about ice skating. Ice skating is actually really important to me because of how much it has taught me. So yeah, thank you. I will absolutely have more content about ice skating in the future. But right now I'm just training until my next competition. And yeah, 2024 is gonna be a very, very different year for all of us. It's gonna be a very important year for all of us. Okay? It's gonna be very different. So if you take anything from this video, I want you to go out and start that hobby that you've always wanted to start. Go ahead and start a new hobby, start a new activity. Go out and see what you can do, because you might be surprised about how much you're capable of. And that is also what figure skating has taught me. Go start a new hobby, guys. Go to a dance class, maybe start ice skating, maybe start painting, crocheting. What other hobbies are there? Go work out, go to the gym, do something, do a new hobby, guys. Do something new this year, okay? You deserve it. You deserve to see what you're capable of, okay? You deserve to have something to be excited about and look forward to, because it's gonna be a pretty difficult year for all of us, okay? So go ahead and do that hobby. If it's too expensive, learn something new online. YouTube University, Google University, come on now, guys. Do something. You will be, by the end of the year, you'll be so proud of how much you've accomplished from your new hobby and how much you learn from it. So yeah, I definitely think you should go for that hobby that you've always wanted to try. I think it would be really good for all of you. And also, please ignore the fuck out of everybody, because you are never too old to start any hobby at all. And I was apprehensive at first because I wish I would have started as a kid when I really, really wanted to start. But I'm glad I started when I did, because if I had started any earlier in life, I would have given up entirely. Yeah, I used to be a fucking quitter. I used to be a quitting ass quitter when I was little. And also, most of my life. But around the time that I started skating, I was not in that mindset anymore. And I vowed to myself that I would not give up until I just felt completely satisfied with where I was. From time to time, I take breaks when I'm burnt out, but I have literally been so consistent with ice skating for 2 years. It is the most consistent I've ever been with anything. And it is the thing that I have literally worked hard for the most. Like, I literally work harder for figure skating than I did in college because I'm so passionate about it. So yeah, it's never too late to start that activity. It's never too late to go for what you want. You're never too old to start something. So go and start that hobby that you want. And if you don't feel comfortable doing it, just go for something else. But definitely try new things this year. Yeah, thanks for listening. Like, subscribe, comment, share. Please, let me know your experience on figure skating and stuff. I'd love to hear your experiences on ice skating. So yeah, thanks for listening, and I'll see you on next one. Bye guys. Bye.